So Westside Robotics was fortunate to be selected as an alpha test team for the new FTC control system. And so we just received our hardware and are doing a little bit of an unboxing. So the first thing we noticed was we got an M18 battery from Milwaukee, as well as a charging dock for that. There were two envelopes of components that we will dig into in a little bit. We received our MotionCore unit, as well as our SystemCore unit. And then there were some A301 actuators in here. I believe we got 8 of them. So we're really excited to get those going on robots and see how they integrate onto different things, as well as what their performance is in comparison to some of the existing options. And then lastly, there was some spline shaft that interfaces with those motors. So the system core is a little different than the unit we received last summer for FRC testing. So this one has some different ports on them. And then we also got some adapter boards that can convert some of those new connectors to things that we would see on legacy hardware. In our MotionCore unit, you can kind of see the size and shape of the MotionCore unit. It's got a lot of pins on it for connecting a bunch of different devices, and then ours came with an adapter for use with legacy hardware as well. So the A301 came in with this hardware pack, and so the hardware pack seems to have adapters from the various different build systems that exist, as well as some different hubs and components for utilizing the new spline shaft. So our A301s are pink, so they can be identified. You can kind of see what they look like with no gearbox on them. They've got a pass-through shaft socket, and the housing is aluminum. There you can see the actual motor itself. So ours came with 2 cartridges, a 500 RPM and a 215 RPM cartridge. They look pretty much the same, but they've got different labels on them. So there's a small spline input into the gearbox and then a spur gear output. You can kind of see they spin one, and you can kind of see the gears spinning on the outside of it. So here we socketed one into the actuator. It's not too bad to socket in. You just have to align the output and the input. So in the first envelope we opened was the prototype battery dock for main power. So there's a switch on one side and an LED on the other. And then in our envelope, our last envelope, we got a series of cables for connecting everything together. So the first set of cables we looked at were the long actuator cables, and then we also got a main power cable that goes between the dock and the MotionCore unit, and a cable that will power a expansion hub. And then the last bundle are just shorter versions of the actuator cables.